G'day legends, in this video we're going to be going over the aftermath of UFC Paris. We're going to be going over Moicano, Bryan Battle, even Merab Dvalishvili. UFC Paris was an amazing night, and like any amazing night, you know, the morning after, there's a little bit of cleaning up to do. There's stuff all over the floors and the walls. Everything's a little bit sticky. You don't quite remember how it went down, but you know that you had a good time. Number one, straight away on the list, is old Bryan Battle. Bryan Battle had an amazing performance, an amazing walkout, based, an amazing fight, incredible, and then an amazing post-fight interview, you could call it, but it really was a fan rile-up. Unfortunately for Bryan Battle, he's going to be getting fined, which is disgusting. He's getting fined from the UFC French Commission of $250,000. This is insane amounts of money. Insane amounts of money from the French Athletic Commission after walking out to, In Paris, the song from Kanye West, great song, and flipping off the French, insulting a French fighter, flipping off the fans, and apparently he's also banned from fighting in France ever again. Craziness from the French Commission. Look, I don't care how loudly the French people sing their national anthem. You know, we can scream Aussie, Aussie, Aussie over here in Perth as well. Your crowds, they are the best crowds in MMA, but it's not worth it for the fact that that fighters are going to be held up all night taking multiple blood samples to try and make them a little bit more tired for the next day. And that if fighters come out with a little bit of a sense of humor, that the French are going to be fining them $250,000. That is so much money for an MMA fighter to pay. Quite frankly, it proves that the entire idea of the UFC and MMA is, quite frankly, too based for such a soy government like the French government to even be able to handle. I mean, what Bryan Battle did with his walkout to his fight, to his post-fight press interview, is one of the most naughtiest MMA things out there. That is such old school MMA. That is what made MMA an underground niche sport that was just for weird people that liked kicking each other in the head. Bryan Battle embodied all of that with that walkout. So him copying it from the French government, I do seriously hope that the UFC, Hunter Campbell, Dana White, they got to step in here, because what Bryan Battle embodied was martial arts. You cannot be going out there and fining your fighters for that. Next up, believe it or not, we are still going to be talking about Merab Dvalishvili, captain of Team Crotch Sniff, the team in MMA that has done the smallest amount of damage to its opponents in all of MMA history. He couldn't help himself. He was walking out of the arena and he smelt all of that testosterone coming from the French fans, and he just had to dive into the crowd and sniff as many crotches as he could. I'm kidding. Well, I'm kind of kidding. I do hate their style of fighting, but I am kidding. He did get into an altercation with the fans, though, as he was leaving the arena. You know, Morrib is just so easy to set off. Let's watch the clip.
God that failed us. Cross, hammer, hope. And I hope you understand that democracy is a fallacy. Democracy is not the real government. So please read his hope and understand why.
So there he goes again, the little bloody bull terrier. Look, whenever I'm in a disagreement with someone, I always try and understand their side of the argument. You know, look, Morrib, these guys up in the crowd, they're MMA fans. They're fans of violence, mate. And you don't have any finishes. Do you see the problem? Do you see the disconnect? Anyway, I hope those fans are okay. I hope Morrib's okay. You know, everyone better watch out. Otherwise, those fans, they're in for a real tough night. I'm telling you. If he climbed up there, their legs would be sore the next day from him humping them so much and kneeing them in the upper thigh. You know, those guys probably got leg day today or a full day of work today. And if they got into a fight with Morrib, their upper hip would be bruised as hell. When Morrib gets up those stands, I hope you set a half an hour timer, because you're going to be in there for the night. You know, he's going to be busy on your hips for about half an hour. God knows how long it would have taken the referees that are already knocked off for the night to come back out of the change rooms to tell Morrib, "Oi, mate, it's been 25 minutes. It's time to call it off." I hope everyone was okay. I hate Merab. Number 3, Moicano. All right, serious stuff here. Moicano was fighting with a broken shoulder bone. Get ready for this, because it's disgusting. Yeah, that is what we were all seeing in the second round right there. I'm going to show you a little bit of this bouncing around. That is what was going on there. Moicano is an absolute goddamn monster. a goddamn monster. And listen, I don't know how he's going out there saying he's going to be ready to go again in a couple of weeks' time. Surely something like this is going to have a fairly intense recovery period, right? And Moicano is 34 years old, guys. That is not good. Like, I don't want to start this again in the comments on the channel. I don't want to start this again. The whole, oh, Doug hates Alex Pereira meme. Look, I like Moicano. And I don't want to start this Doug hates Moicano meme. I like him. I know I didn't pick him to win, but he's a great guy. Based actually does damage when he's wrestling. Okay, good, great. He's 34 years old and his shoulder's blown open and he's in the lightweight division. How far are we really expecting Moicano to go past this point? Just, shall we consider that together as an MMA community before we get too much on this Moicano hype train? He's blown out. He's old. He's like, no, don't do that one. And lastly, to wrap everything up is the book that Moicano was talking about was getting a little bit of a heated debate, a little bit heated out there in the comments section. I just wanted to clear everything up. The book that Moicano was talking about is called Democracy, the God That's Failed. It's an insanely based book, and there's this horrible website. Do not ever go to it. It's a terrible website. It's called PDF Drive, and I vehemently distance myself and any of you to ever breach any copyright laws. That is disgusting behavior. Those websites should be completely cut down. It's called pdfdrive.org. It's where you can get free PDFs, and if anyone ever was thinking about availing themselves to this book, you could find it there, but you absolutely should not. Democracy, the God That Failed. Really got the French people riled up. I'm honestly surprised after bringing up something like that Moicano wasn't also fined by the French government. You know, considering that Moicano went specifically after the French government, he did very well to win over the French fans and bring all of the French people onto his side and then go ahead and attack their government. Considering what they did to Bryan Battle, it's very surprising that they haven't done the same thing to Moicano. However, they did try and impede Moicano's performance as much as possible by keeping Brendan Allen and Renato Moicano up for hours after they had to cut weight so they could continuously take vials of blood out of them and not let them rehydrate, to keep doing urine samples for hours after they weighed in. But it's neither here nor there. Moicano got the win. Brendan Allen, the wet blanket wrestler, no longer in any sort of title conversation. So quite frankly, UFC Paris was an absolute success. Let me know down there in the comments, what was your favorite part of UFC Paris? Was it Bryan Battle's post-fight? Was it the knockouts that we saw? Was it the knee to steamroller from Vola? It was an amazing night. Let me know your thoughts down there in the comments. If this is your first time here, welcome. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, that would be awesome. I try and make an MMA video every single workday of the week. Plus, I try and go live 3 times a week where we have live debates. Last week, we just wrapped up our live debate of the top 40 MMA boxers, the top 40 boxers in MMA right now. That was an absolute insane debate. You can go and check that out on the live stream tabs as well. And if you've been on board with the channel for quite a while, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button to help grow the channel. And until then, I will see you all in the next video.